karibuni to yet another season of Tazama. I am Eunice Leshimpiro. Now, we have been away preparing yet another exciting edition of Tazama, and this time we focus on bringing you in-depth investigative features among other entertaining and educative features. But first things first, we are at the UN headquarters in Gigiri, Nairobi. Now, the UN has its headquarters in New York, Geneva, and Vienna. As we explore this place, let's have a recap of last season of Tazama.
In our last season, Tazama traversed the country, visiting over 20 counties and giving Kenyans an opportunity to tell the stories of struggle. Courage.
Najuta, lakini saa hii sijuti ni kwa sababu baada ya kufanya yale nimekuja na nikajifunza mambo hapa ndani, na haya mambo sasa nikipata tu hiyo nafasi na nitoke kule nje nitakuwa msaada.
And innovation.
Hii chupa tutaijaza maji, bleaching agent, mwangaza itakuwa inakuja inamulika nyumba yote kama bado.
But we also had moments of laughter and entertainment.
However, what am I introducing? Sorry, cat.
Mimi naongea juu ya wanawake. Maternity ikiwa ya free, watoto watasaliwa wengi na watakosa chakula.
Silk.
What does that call you?
Against milk.
Some of these stories drew widespread response and action. One such story was on the acute water shortage that young girls at AIC Kajedo Girls Primary School had to deal with on a daily basis, forcing them to lead lives without dignity.
The water we are given, it's 10 liters for the full week.
As a result of the story, well-wishers together with the Kajiado County government sank a borehole to ensure that the school's water problems were solved. Tazama also won 12 awards and several nominations in various media awards, among them the Annual Media Excellence Awards, Kenya Media Network on Population and Development Awards, National AIDS Control Council Annual Awards, and Annual Journalism Excellence Awards. In this season, Tazama continues to do what we do best, providing a platform for people to tell their stories from every corner of the country and going behind the news to tell the story behind the story. So stay tuned to Tazama, the award-winning show.
So we are still at the United Nations headquarters in Nairobi. Now joining me is the Public Information Assistant at the United Nations Visitors Service, Nairobi. Thank you so much for having us, Rebecca.
You're most welcome.
So yeah, tell us a bit about the United Nations Visitors Service.
The United Nations Visitors Service was established in January 2012 following a resolution by the General Assembly to open up this UN complex to the members of the public.
Okay, so what does the tour consist of?
Well, the tour today, we're going to see several artworks that have been donated to the United Nations by different member states. We also have a memorial garden which we're going to see. And right now, if you follow me, we'll start with the green building.
Okay. So as we head to the green building, kindly watch our next story from Maurice Onyango on a 22-year-old doing extraordinary things.
What do you think 22-year-old girls do on Fridays?
Basically, many of the 22-year-old girls, they love going out partying.
They are doing studies. Those who are born again, they will go to fellowships or maybe keshas on Fridays.
Maslipova, wanaenda marevu na cheki majama patao, storika tu hizo.
Well, that's what most guys think about 22-year-old girls, but I met one who's doing something totally different from her age mates.
My name is Mercy Njoki. I'm a third-year student of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, studying journalism.
Mercy started this feeding program in 2013 by collecting food from the hostel where she was living.
What inspired me is a scene that I witnessed in 2012. Two young boys, street boys, fighting over slices of bread. And that very morning, I had thrown away slices of bread in my hostel. And so when I saw these kids almost stabbing each other with a broken bottle, that scene of me throwing food just ran in my mind. It has never crossed my mind that I can do something to those street families until that day.
She keeps track of the street families by the help of Poppy, the group's leader. Every Friday, Poppy mobilizes the group for the meal.
I have the food cooked in Gara market. There's a person who cooks for me, so he knows that every Friday we'll come to pick food, unless stated otherwise. The material feeding day, I collect. I take one of the street families who I bought a trolley. I take him with a few boys. We go, we collect the food, and take it to where we are eating from. Then we pray and then we eat. After we've eaten, we disperse. I collect my plates, go have them washed. I keep them for next time. And then of course we return the sufurias and the buckets to the guy who cooks for us in Gara market. They are the roady ones among the boys, especially these older ones. But with time, we have come to know each other, better.
Apart from feeding the street families, Mercy also gives them soft loans to acquire trolleys that they use for business.
Tulikutana na Mercy, sasa fikira moja ilinikuja, nikafikiri vile naweza pata jembe kama hii ya troli ya kufanya kazi. Sasa ndio nikaenda nikamuongeresha, akaniambia kuna shida na anaweza nibaia troli niwe nikirudisha pole. Bado inanisaidia kusupport mtoto wangu, inanisaidia bado kulipa hiyo hao yangu. Baadaye nitatupata hata 250. Sana ikiwa ninaenda sana nitapata 300.
Mercy gets money to run this project by saving her pocket money and the little cash she earns working as a caddie.
Initially, I started with 40 street families, and I would spend 2,000 on weekly basis. It could not. Sometimes I could not maintain a regular program because of lack of funds, But now I am feeding 70 heads, spending roughly 3,500, doing it on weekly basis, and I'm liking it. Food is being wasted at a high rate in Kenya. Food that can be used to help me feed street families. And so I have a proposal that I'm addressing to hotel owners, those who have food that is, that is good food, but they cannot serve it to customers, maybe because they don't serve food that was cooked yesterday, they can't serve it today.
Just at 22 years old, Mercy is determined to see the world a better place, and she's doing this in her small way by feeding more than 70 destitute families, as well as providing hope for a better tomorrow. And to keep the big boys out of crime, Mercy intends to give out more loans to them.
I'm planning also to extend that project to other big street boys to make them find their way to independence, to have them work instead of waiting for you to snatch your phone. I want to not only give them the fish, but also show them how to catch the fish as well.
So I hope you enjoyed our first feature. We're still at the UN headquarters in Nairobi and are at the Green Building. Rebecca, tell us, why is it called a green building?
It's because it has features which are friendly to the environment, and if I may just highlight a few, this building has got solar panels, 6,000 square meters of solar panels to the rooftop, which enable the building to generate its own electricity throughout the year. Other than that, we have a lot of windows which allow for natural lighting and natural ventilation. Then the rooftop is very good for harvesting rainwater, and the rainwater that is harvested is actually used in the irrigation of the compound here in Gigiri, as well as in the water ponds.
Wow, quite interesting. We now take a short break, and when you're back, we'll be seeing some artworks donated to the UN by various member states. Welcome back. Now the UN has 193 member states. Here we can see various artworks donated by different UN member states. Now, first of all, we have an elephant. Can you tell us a bit about this elephant?
Well, this elephant was donated to the United Nations by a Kenyan artist, and as you can see, the elephant has a leg that has been amputated. Want to take a guess what happened to the elephant?
I would say poaching. This is an effect of poaching.
Well, not really, because poachers are interested in the tusks, but the elephant has lost a leg. So what happened to this elephant is that it lost its leg as a result of landmines. So what the Kenyan artist was trying to convey, the message is that animals, our wildlife, are also affected by landmines and not only human beings.
Oh, wow. Quite interesting. I would never have guessed that. Now, back to a very interesting segment, the job swap. Let's see how these two professionals will handle each other's job.
Job swap this week goes to the Kayole Quarry, where we meet Eric Opondo, a stone mason who loves his job.
Fanya kazi hapa Quarry ya Kayole hapa. Nimesaa kaa kwa muda, saa hii niko na mwaka 3 saa hii.
And from our list of random people with completely different occupations, we decided to swap Eric with.
My name is Lynette Mutiso. I'm a beautician. I do skincare and nails. I've been a beautician for 13 years, and I love doing beauty because it's a creative job that you can transform someone to something that you can look and say, wow, I like this that has been done.
Mimi kwa kazi nafanya hapa, nang'oa mawe, napasua, alafu ndio na monda zinakuwa kokoto, ndio tunatafuta biashara, tunauza. Hii mambo ya kung'oa mawe hii ni ngumu sana.
If I was not a beautician, I'd be a kindergarten teacher because I love kids.
Uko tayari kwa swap?
Niko tayari.
Yes, I'm ready.
Nieleze, niko tayari kusikia.
I'm going to swap you with a stone mason in Kayole. Ni kazi ya urembo wa makucha ya mikono.
I'll give it a try.
Najua hizi kazi iko tofauti. Sasa wewe kama unaweza kunipeleka nione hiyo kazi, ndio naweza sema hii siwezi fanya na hii naweza fanya.
And on the day of the swap, we took Eric to meet Lynette, and from there on, they had to spend a day to learn each other's job.
Baada ya kuchemusha maji, akaosha kidole ya huyo mteja. Hizo makucha, hizo rangi mzee ikatoka. Akachukua file, akafile nayo. Sasa hiyo kucha lazima ikue tu clean kabisa, ikue tu imekatwa mzuri. Kaanza kupaka makucha, alipaka mzuri vile mtu anaweza furahia.
I went to Kayole Quarry where Eric works. At first I found it was very tricky. Unateremka aje kwa sababu naona hakuna mahali pa kukanyaga.
Hapa iko mahali ya kukanyaga.
But when I looked, there were no steps to down the quarry, so he helped me. He showed me how to go down and bring the stones up.
Tunaona. Ni rahisi tu kuingia.
tupa mawe.
Kaa hivi. Kitu unakaa tu. Kaa hivi. Kwanza unachukua hivi. Hii ndio unatumia kwanza. Hii unafanya nayo hivi. Naona inakuwa hivi sasa, hivyo ndio unajua line yake inakuanga hivi. Hiki kitu kuchapa, unachapa na hapa. Uchapi na hapa, unachapa na hapa. Usikuwe na uoga.
Jesus.
Kulingana na vile nimeona hii kazi, hii ngumu. Ngumu. Sasa hii inatoanga. Unatetemeka, huwezi fika huko, kufika paka huko, unagusa ngozi. Pengine customer ataruka juu hujafanya vizuri.
Uko serious. Inakaa na
If I was to pay, honestly, I would have just walked out of the door. Some has been touched and some doesn't have at all. And this one, he has extended even up to the upper side.
Uka steps fulani kama osha kucha kwanza kabla uja file.
Anza to rate maybe 3 out of 10.
Hata kuangalia vile nimepaka, hata mimi anifurahishi juu niliona alipaka ingine hapo. Ilikuwa smooth kuliko hiyo yangu. Sasa amejaribu, lakini bado kuna uoga kidogo juu hataki hiyo. Kati anachapa hiyo nyundo anaona kama itagonga kidole yake. Juu wakati wa kwanza nilimwambia hata yeye kidole yake itakuwa kama hii yangu. Biashara inaweza kuja na akue kubwa kama hiyo yake. Sasa unajua kama customer anaweza kuja aone hiyo yake, anaweza rudisha nini pesa chini sana. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio naweka nikampea hiyo 3 over 10.
Still, I've tried. That's what I can say. I've tried and it's not as easy job as I thought.
A memorial garden was set up by the UN in honor of all those who lost their lives in the 1998 bombing in Kenya and Tanzania. A peace pool was put at the center of the garden. This is a peace pool, right?
Yeah, this is a peace pool, and this was just recently inaugurated in actually last year, 20th September, by our Director General, and it has a message of peace in the 6 official languages of the United Nations. So do you want to take a guess what language this is?
Yes, let me try. I'm just guessing, I'm not very sure. I think Arabic?
No, actually Arabic is this. So that is
okay.
Russian.
Okay.
Then we have French, we have Arabic, we have Chinese, we have English. So the message is may peace prevail on earth. And then we have Spanish over there. Those are the 6 official languages of the United Nations.
Okay. We now join Christine Kasiva for our last story.
In Arab cultures, this animal symbolizes patience, tolerance, and endurance. People have this misconception that its hump stores water, but what it actually stores is fats. When these fats are used up, the hump deflates and becomes small. Imagine. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the camels. I'm here in this big city, Nairobi, trying to see if I can spot one and see how it survives in this big city. Follow me and see if we can find one. We found one in City Park and another in Pipeline Estate in Nairobi, giving rides to customers. Curiously, we also wanted to find out where do these camels go to after doing their job in the city. My journey led me to Githurai, which is 12 kilometers from the city center, to meet one man who is passionate about camels and keeps them to earn a living.
Kwa majina naitwa Samuel Mwaniki Kamushi. Nilianzia na gamia moja kukiwa 2008, kukakaa nayo ikaenda ikakogwa na stima na hapa chini. Bado nikaendelea nikanunua, nikaendelea mpaka hapa nimefika sasa hivi niko na 16.
Mwaniki keeps males that only have one hump, which is the dromedarian type. The other type of camel is Bactrian, which has 2 humps, and it's mostly found in the Asian desert. As we continue with our conversation with Mwaniki, one of the camels tells the others to wander off, and he runs off to bring them back. So what do they eat when they come to Nairobi?
Chakula, kuna chakula ya duka, kuna chakula majani kama hizo inakula huku, na kuna akina cabbage sasa zinauzwa sasa kwa soko, sikuna magada inatolewa juu, hiyo huwa ndio napea. Gamia haikuli sana. Gamia sio kama ng'ombe. Haikuli sana. Huku hata hasikunywaji maji. Hata ukipea haiwezi kunywa. Juu hii majani inakula iko na maji mingi.
Mwaniki prefers bringing the camels when they are young, as they adapt easily as compared to when they are grown. This is because when they are grown, they take time to adapt and are prone to diseases.
Gamia ikifika huku, inafikaga hapa ikiwa haijui kukula majani ya huku. Kuna zile dawa huwa inapewa, unaita daktari anaitibu juu ya kubadilisha hiyo hewa. Sasa ikishatibiwa, ikifika huku mara ya kwanza lazima uwe unaipea majani wewe mwenyewe juu huku huwa inakataa. Ikikaa sasa inazoea environment na inaendelea tu na kukula. Sasa inakuwa sawa, adapted to the environment. Gamia huoshwa kama ng'ombe tu. Gamia mahali inakaa, kitu ya kwanza huko inakaa unafaa huwa napiga dawa. Juu ikiwa ni mahali kuchafu, kuna magonjwa inapataga kama boils, ugonjwa ingine ya gosi.
Mwaniki hires out his camels for carnival business, which he also does himself. He takes them to parks like Uhuru Park, City Park, and also estates like Pipeline, Umoja, and Buruburu. A ride on a camel costs 150 shillings for an adult and 50 shillings for kids. This price varies with the location the camels are taken to. A dromedarian camel can carry weight between 300 and 600 kilograms. I bet it finds human beings very light in weight. Despite the fact that camels are very harmless, they do not come cheaply. One costs between 80 to 150,000 shillings, and its milk costing 150 shillings for 500 milliliters. The next day, we head to City Park, which is one of the parks in Nairobi that Mwaniki operates his camel business. We find that his business has already begun, and kids who are his main customers are ready for the rides. So here I am conducting a camel ride. So I am getting ready for my camel ride. Very nervous, very anxious. Let's see how it goes. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, inaenda wapi? Guys. Ni sababu ni mimi napigwa si wewe. Whoa. My camel ride was amazing. It was awesome. Scared at first, but it really worked for the best. You should try it once in a while. You should try it, by the way.
We've come to the end of our show today, and I have had an awesome time here. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Now remember, the United Nations Visitors Service is open to the public, so make plans at least a week in advance and come and visit this center. Now, for any feedback, kindly get to us through the contacts on your screen. It's been real, it's been fun. See you next week right here on Tazama.